Mr. President, Sangukam, Rafael Mariano Grossi, IAEA Director General, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It is with a great honor that I deliver this statement on behalf of the Kenyan delegation. But before I go deeper into it, may I also extend our empathy to the people of Austria and indeed the region for the disruptive effects of the adverse weather conditions. Mr. President, I congratulate you on your election to the presidency of this 68th regular session of the International Atomic Energy Agency General Conference. Allow me also to extend my congratulations to the other Bureau members on their election. We have all full confidence in your leadership to steward the work of this session. I assure you of my delegation's full support and constructive engagement. The 2024 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals report paints a concerning picture. With only 6 years remaining, the current pace of progress falls significantly short in achieving the intended targets. The lasting effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, rising conflicts, geopolitical tensions, and worsening climate crisis have significantly impeded progress. Without sustainable investment and scaled-up efforts, the implementation of these goals will remain out of reach. Mr. President, given the immense potential of nuclear technology and its application to support sustainable development, this is a call to us and the agency to scale up action in order to play our part towards the collective action required to realize the goal of more resilient and prosperous world and ensure no one is left behind. Kenya remains committed to support the agency's statutory objectives of promoting access to peaceful applications of nuclear science and technology for sustainable development, as well as enhancing nuclear safety and security and strengthening nuclear verification and non-proliferation efforts globally. The IAEA has been pivotal in enhancing our capabilities in leveraging nuclear science and technology for sustainable development with a view to enhancing the country's energy security independence while mitigating climate change, as well as improving access to cancer care, agricultural productivity, water and environmental management in line with the country's Vision 2030 and bottom-up transformation agenda. In line with the international best practice, Kenya is following the agency's guideline in implementation of the nuclear power program. Currently, Kenya is in phase 2 with construction of a nuclear plant set to commence in 2027, and it is expected that the nuclear power plant will be connected to the electric grid in 2034. My delegation appreciates the agency's continued support in capacity building and expert reviews of the country's nuclear infrastructure as Kenya endeavors to introduce nuclear power in its energy mix. Kenya hosted the installment of the U.S. Africa Nuclear Energy Summit in Nairobi from 27th to 30th August 2024. The summit underscored opportunities to reach net zero by 2050 and highlighted the significance of nuclear power for socio-economic development in the continent. My delegation welcomes the progress in the implementation of the Rays of Hope initiative to increase access to affordable and sustainable radiotherapy services. The government of Kenya has made significant strides in the health sector, particularly in the fight against cancer. With the support of the agency, we have established 2 major centers, cancer centers in Nakuru and Mombasa. Mr. President, in February 2024, Kenya expressed its political commitment to the Code of Conduct on the Safety and Security of Radioactive Sources and its 2 guidance documents, the Guidance on Import and Export of Radioactive Resources and the Code Guidance in the Management of Disused Radioactive Sources. This is a testament of Kenya's commitment towards strengthening its regulatory framework for nuclear safety and security. Mr. President, the government of Kenya appreciates the collaboration with the IAEA over the years that has shaped the establishment of non-destructive testing dosimetry laboratories. Through the agency's support, the dosimetry laboratory has been established to support both the industrial and healthcare sector by providing traceability to the international system of units through calibration services. The Kenya Bureau of Standards, through the Kenya Bureau for non-destructive testing to serve the broader African region, Kenya looks forward to collaboration with the agency in the establishment of local schemes for personnel training, qualification, and certification to ensure presence of competent human resource bases in this sector. Mr. President, Kenya is also pursuing the establishment of a nuclear research reactor to enhance our ability to undertake scientific research in nuclear energy technology. In the area of environmental protection and water resource management, the IAEA's support has been invaluable. The provision of equipment and training has enhanced our capabilities in groundwater assessment management, making our objective of our population more achievable. Kenya has identified the blue economy as the next frontier for socio-economic development. In this regard, Kenya supports the work undertaken by the agency in environmental protection, in particular New Tech Plastics Initiative, and appreciates the support received to put in place a pollution monitoring program covering major contaminants. Mr. President, Kenya continues to support the work of the agency in the field of food and agriculture, in promoting climate-smart agriculture, combating outbreaks of transboundary zoonotic and animal diseases. We welcome the launch and implementation of the Atoms for Food initiative and look forward to the agency's continued support in availing the much-needed transformational solutions in averting the growing food crisis. We urge the agency to continue its efforts in sourcing funds for traditional and non-traditional partners to support the implementation of this initiative. Kenya also stands ready to share its expertise and institutions to continue partnering with the agency, including in hosting fellows from our region. We are pleased to know that Kenya Nuclear Regulatory Authority has been designated as a regional designated center for education and training in radiation protection. In conclusion, Kenya reaffirms its commitment to the peaceful use of nuclear technology and looks forward to continued collaboration with the IAEA and member states. Together, we can harness the power of nuclear science to drive sustainable development and improve the quality of life for all. I wish this 68th regular session of the General Conference fruitful deliberations. Thank you.
I thank the distinguished delegate of Kenya for his statement.